Okay, I am live. I'm not sure whether you guys can see that or not. The funny thing is, I cannot see. Oh, yeah, I got it. I'll just share the link in our chat here. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Prajakta, for confirming that. Okay, perfect. Just gonna sit down and start painting. Everyone can see the live, right? Perfect. Okay, it's great. Actually, it's working for me now. I can see you guys. I can see your chat, and at the same time, I'm live. You can hear me, okay? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to do a little demo of this periwinkle. It's a very simple flower, and we are going to use wet on wet. The paper that I'm using is Strathmore. It's student grade paper, and it's 300 GSM. Okay, and I'm going to use these three brushes for this particular painting. So this is silver black velvet, size 6 and 4, and this is a small Cotman series. What's the number? It's 000, a detail brush. And some paints over here. I use the palette like this. I keep it um, like really messy, and in a few days I'll clean it up. Then we also need a water jar and a paper towel. Okay, so I already have the drawing ready here. I usually try to use a very hard pencil. This is a 6H pencil, so I don't get very dark marks, but I'm not sure whether you can see my pencil marks over here or not. And I also want to see the chat here. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, there is an echo. Now, do you still hear the echo? Just let me know. Okay, everything is good. Okay. Is that a yes for you're hearing the echo, or the sound is okay? Audio is fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start with the size 6 brush, and I will start first mixing some color over here. Okay. So I think there might be an something. I mean, you might have two devices on, and can you just check? Because other people are saying audio is fine. So just check if you have two devices on. You may need to mute one of those. Just let me know if that works. So to get started, I always start by activating some of my paints before I get to the paper. I am just mixing some pinks. Okay. And normally what I do is, this is permanent rose. When I take permanent rose, I don't use it. Yes, yes, sure. There might be a problem if you're on both the calls, like Skool is a different call, so that might be the reason that you're getting the echo. So you can disconnect from Skool call if you want to, okay? Because I'll be just wrapping up the call over on here on YouTube. And I always add a little bit of yellow just to make a very nice shade of, let's say, coral light pink like this. So I'm going to use something like this. It doesn't have to be the same color that you see in the reference, okay? You can always play around with the colors. So I'm going to start with the wet on wet, and the way I'm going to paint is I'll paint each petal at a time. Once I complete one petal, I'll leave these two away, alone, because the point is whenever we are painting wet on wet, especially when I come and cover this up, I'll wait for it to dry before I paint on these two. The reason is I don't want them to blend together while the paint is wet. So I'll start with this one and just apply an even sheen of water, even layer, slowly. We don't have to rush. Yes, and thanks for telling me it worked. I know, guys, I am also new to live streaming, so yeah, just bear with me. I know I was so excited. I thought I figured everything out before the call, and last minute it didn't work. That was a bummer. Okay, so I'll take some paint. Now I have a nice sheen. When you have a nice sheen, you can always pick up your paper like this and see it should be very evenly spread out. Yes, we can always learn together, definitely. Yep. So I'm just dropping in some paint because I want this part to be white, like this. So I'm gonna drop some paint on the top part of the petal slowly, and then I'll clean my brush, dab it on the paper towel, and then I'm gonna spread it on the top parts slowly, just making the edges very soft. No pressure on the brush, just using the tip of the brush like this. If you think it's very light, you can always drop in little bit more paint like this. Now you'll see the paint start to spread on the left hand side towards the center of the flower. What I'll do is I'll take the clean brush and just gently make these strokes from up and down and the other way. I don't want this part to become pink, so I'm just going to push that towards the top, outside of the petal, like so. And we'll give it some time to dry. And while this is drying, I will not touch these two. I don't want these two to be wet while this is still wet. I'll come over to this one. So we are going to work on alternate petals. Do the same thing on this one. And then again, take some paint and drop it. Okay. I'm not adding some paint here because I want this edge to be a little lighter. Oh, actually, let's add some. And then clean the brush and dab it on the paper towel and just spread it. I think I did not add enough, so I'll just take some more paint and spread it. Like so. And again, clean the brush and gently just pull it outside. Any questions so far? I don't see any questions. Okay, one thing I noticed just now is that it's the orientation is not right of the video. I'm so sorry about that. Oh God. Oh, I tried so hard. Let me just fix that. Yeah, it's not going to. Orientation lock. Slowly just rubbing the brush and taking some paint towards the outer edge. Now this one is dry. I'm gonna go to the top one and do the same thing. I have put some tube paints into a pan. Is it okay to use these once they're dry, or do you use them straight from the tube? You can always do that. These paints that you see in this palette are from the tube. I just squeezed out the tubes in this palette, and they always get dry after some time, and I always spray some water on top of it, and then they're good to go. And yeah, you can always do that. It's not a problem. So even if you open a palette after like a few years, especially watercolor palette, the watercolors are still intact. They are good to be used. They go a long way, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing to this petal as well. Top, 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 and the paint. And when you do this, you'll see the pigment starts to burst out in different directions. That's the beauty of watercolors. You'll always see that every pigment gives a different effect. Some pigments burst very like nicely. They look so beautiful in wet on wet, and some pigments are so stubborn. In my experience, I think some yellows, not all yellows, some yellow shades, they don't spread very nicely. So yeah, it's fun to do these experiments with your paints like this. And even if I'm pulling the paint, I mean pushing the paint towards the um, outer edge, it's still gonna spread a little bit towards the center. As you can see here, I pushed it too much, but still it came towards the center. And that is why you need to just keep on pushing it. Now these two are dry. I'll come back to this petal. And after I'm done with these petals, I'm going to show you how to add some shadow and how to work on the center. looks good. Now I'll take more paint, do the same thing again and again. The first layer might seem like it's too, repetitive, but when you come to the second layer, when we add details, and in this case, we are going to work on some shadows, that's even more fun. Spreading it nicely with the clean, drier brush, like this. And again, I'm gonna pull the paint towards the edges and cleaning the brush in the time to time. Like that. Cool. This one is still wet, so I'll just give it some time. In the meanwhile, we can work on the center. I'm really sorry though about the orientation, guys. Next time I'll come with full, preparation, definitely. You can trust me on that. And this will be available for you to watch. So I'll put that in our community later. I can actually do some editing on this video and try to change the orientation later so you can watch it nicely. And I'm going to use this detail brush. What I did is I just made a little mix of this yellow in my brush, and we just need to make the circle. This is very simple. You just need a small brush, or if you have a bigger brush, just make sure that it has a nice tip. I'll just leave a little white in the center so I can add some dark tone later. Okay, and now I'm just going to work on this petal, and then we'll show you how to add a little bit of shadow in some of the petals. Just making sure that I don't touch the yellow here. I have a nice sheen of water, taking some paint and dropping it. If you have any questions, you can always put that in the chat. If you have any questions regarding the upcoming series, ask away. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this call today was just to test out the waters, like how well I am organized with the calls. And it was a good thing that we did it because it gave me this, experience that things might fall at the last moment. So I need to be prepared more for the next week's call, right? So I'll do more testing. And thank you for being here, guys. It really means a lot. Okay, next we need to let this one dry. Now, here are some of the overlaps that you see here, especially in this petal. This petal is supposed to be, behind under these two petals. So we need to add some depth over here. Okay, so I did not do that much of depth in this one, but I'll show you. If you want to add that, you can use a smaller brush in this case. So I'm going to switch to size 4. And to get the shadowy effect, what you need to do is you'll add a cooler tone of pink for this part and a little gray for the white part. So for the cooler tone of pink, I'll take pink that you see here and maybe mix a little bit of blue, just a little bit, tiny bit. Make a kind of a purple tone. And we just need a very, very slight paint. We don't need too much. And once you have that, I'll add, using the tip of my brush, I'll just add a little stroke over here. Clean my brush and gently just soften it. Then I'll take some gray, very pale Payne's gray, and add a little bit here. This is a very delicate painting. Some paintings need very dark tones, but this one is very delicate, so you can barely see what I'm doing here. Maybe add more dark tone like this. So you can see that separation between these two petals right here. And this is what you can do on the other side as well. Okay. And for the center part, we need a very dark tone. So I have this brown mix over here in my palette. If you want to make it darker, you can either add some burnt umber or a little bit of gray and make it a little more dark. I'll add more gray, let's say. And we need a very little amount of paint, just a little dot like this, and just add the center. And again, you can add the depth over here using purplish pink. Or instead of going with gray, actually you can go with the bluish pink. You don't need to use two different tones. Just add that separation. Once you have that, just soften one side, and that's it. And the last one you need to do is hi Snehalata. If you are not sure, we are on YouTube. Let me see. You can join there. Okay. The last thing that I want to show you is you can take the small brush again, since this brush has a very nice fine tip, and this mix right here, it's getting a little bit dry, and that's what I need. I don't need a very watery paint. I'm just taking a little bit of drier form of this paint, little bit. You can see I'm just picking a little bit. You can test it out on a scrap piece of paper. So this is the thin line that I want, and I'll just go and add some veins like this, and make them a little wobbly. You don't have to have perfectly straight lines. And that's how you can add the details in your flower. We add here. Hi Snehalata, I'm sorry, there was a hiccup in our call. I'm gonna send a apologetic post later. Like this. And you can always fix these edges that you see here. So here is our periwinkle. Anything else? I think we are kind of done. This is how you can paint a simple flower like this one. And next week we are going to have more of interesting basic techniques that we are going to learn, and I'll come prepared with the live. I don't like technology, but yeah, we need it always. So again, sorry for all the hiccups today, and I hope to see you all next week in our call. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat, or yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll just wait for a few minutes and then we'll say bye to each other. Any questions, guys? If you have any request for particular subject that you want me to do as a tutorial, I'll really love to do that. So you can always post them in the general discussion tab if you want, or yeah, you can put them in the chat right now too. So let me know. So did you enjoy this painting today? Is this even working? Just give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me or no. Okay. Yeah, this is what I don't like about YouTube, is that I cannot really interact with you like we can do on Zoom. Even like I really like the way Skool Live works. The only problem with Skool Live is that I cannot show you the demo at the same time in the same call. So that is one thing that I don't know how to figure out. That's the reason I thought we'll go with the YouTube first. I'll definitely come prepared. Honestly, I'm really sorry about all this. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the nice comments. Thank you. All right. Are you guys gonna be joining the 5 week sessions? I'm really hoping to see all of you there. Okay, I'll just wait for a minute or so and then we'll disconnect this call, okay? And if you want, you can come back to Skool call. I'm still there and we can do a little chat, or otherwise you can just leave. That's fine. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming today. It really means a lot. Thank you, everyone who showed up, and despite of whatever happened today. But yeah, I'm really excited for our June 5 week session. I have prepared a lot of stuff, so you don't want to miss it out. And definitely, this replay is going to be available on Skool. Um, and I'll try to edit it and change the orientation so it's easy for you to watch the replay. And it's going to be available for everyone, no matter like in Skool community. And the other sessions that are happening from next week, they are going to be available. The replays are going to be available for a limited time, and you'll get all the details soon, okay? And I'll also send you the list of supplies that you might need if you are going to paint with me in the upcoming sessions. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who showed up and encouraged me. And yeah, if you painted with me, please post them in the community, okay? All right, thank you. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye bye. Okay, I need to stop this too. Guys, you can see I'm so old for these things.